Hey folks, Matt from Printavo here. One of the biggest gaps in automations has been timing. Until now, automations fired instantly. Today, I'll show you how time-based automations in Printavo let you control when actions happen. Let's dive in and take a closer look. So today, time-based automations lets you add a delay between a trigger and an action. You choose the number of days, the exact time of day, and the time zone. And if something changes during that wait, you can skip that action entirely. Let's take a look and see what I mean. Here in our automations, we can see if I click edit, we do have an automation set up right here that if I change the status to quote approval sent, we want to go ahead and send out that quote approval email and text to the customer requesting that we get that approval. Now, traditionally, we just send that out and we have to wait. We have to check on it manually. However, I have two different things happening in a time. I'm actually going to rearrange these ones. This one happens first at 8:45. This one happens at 9. So if I click edit, we can see right here that if blank approval is sent, that's actually a new trigger that is coming out with our time-based automations. So if blank approval is sent, in this case, the quote approval, with or without the payment term, we can branch out if we'd like. After 2 business days, I have this toggled on, so it's business days. If I have it toggled off, it can happen on the weekend as well. Otherwise, it's going to be a business day. Then at 8:45, in this case, Mountain Time, you can choose your time zone there. Then do what? Change status to second attempt. So 2 days later in the morning, if it's still in that same status, it's going to go ahead and trigger it to change its status to number 2. Now, if I go look at what our automations are set up to do, that's a second attempt right here. So I can see it's going to go ahead and send another request for approval, automatically asking the customer and letting them know it's the second attempt to try to do this. Now, I did say I have 2 things happening, and that's because I also have this right here, notify the invoice owner of second attempt. So here I can see, again, if the quote approval is sent, and I'm still waiting those 2 business days, this time it's at 9 a.m., I want to send an email and a text to the invoice owner, whoever is in charge of this job, reminding them that 2 days are up and nothing's happened, and we might need to even change the dates, but they need to reach out to the customer. I give them their name, their phone number, and the email address, as well as that in a text message. And again, I have this happening only on business days, and also it does not happen if the status changes. So if the approval changes or something changes in that process, they approve, they decline, it's going to cancel this. We don't need that to go through any longer. So it is smart enough to make sure it does not take place. Now, another really fun way that we can use this is if I go down here to the bottom, I have a delayed feedback request. If I click edit on this one, I can see that if status changed to order shipped, I want to wait 12 days. And again, I'm choosing to have it be only days of the week. At 11:05 a.m., I'd like to have that status changed to feedback request. Now, again, it won't happen if we change that status during those 12 days. However, now after an order is shipped and I've got ample time for it to be delivered, I can automatically trigger a feedback request and use Printavo's automations to send an email and or a text to the customer asking them for feedback on their order. Hopefully, you can see a lot of ways this is going to help you. Time-based automations in Printavo will let you control when actions happen, giving you more insight and more automation to run your day. Hope you enjoy. Cheers.